Hey guys, welcome to Motoroids. My name is Amit and this is the TVS nTorq 125 Race XP, the most powerful scooter in the segment. And when I say most powerful, I'm also including the much more expensive Aprilia SXR 125 at 10.2 PS produced at 7000 RPM. This scooter is the most sprightly, the punchiest of the lot, and the power here has increased by about 0.8 PS and the torque here is 10.8 Newton meters at 5500 RPM, which has again increased by 0.3 Newton meters. And at this point in time, there is really no other scooter which can keep up with this baby. Now, the TVS nTorq has been special in the sense that it has brought enthusiasm and fanboyism to a segment which was generally considered very dull and boring, and it has done that in a very short span of time. When it was launched, it was really a hoot to ride, and when the BS6 version was introduced, because of the strangulation that happened, the performance was a little bit subdued. But with the Race XP edition, what TVS have done is brought up that performance, and now it's back to where it started from and feels really racy, and you can really feel the difference as compared to the BS6 version. Now, there are many changes that have been introduced on this scooter, and the performance enhancement has generally happened because of better gas flow and combustion. If you listen to the TVS release, so basically the ignition is better and the fueling is better and the combustion is a little bit better as compared to the previous editions. Talking of previous editions, you still have the basic edition and you have the race edition, which is very similar to this scooter, apart from the fact that it has a couple more features. And then you also have the super squad editions, which are inspired by the Marvel Avenger superheroes. But today we are going to talk about this scooter, and since I have done a very detailed review of this scooter in terms of features, and most of the features are the same, I will encourage you to click on the link above and have a look at our detailed review where I have talked about all the features on this scooter, and most of them, 99%, are the same. The couple of changes that have been made and the advantages are going to be highlighted by me. So let's talk about the changes over the race edition. And the headlights, the tail lights, the wheel size, all of that is exactly the same. The bodywork is exactly the same. However, now you get these really sporty red wheels, this red and black and grey themed paintwork, which also has these race inspired graphics. You have this 125 Race XP stickering here. So all in all, it looks louder, it looks more sporty, and is draped in racing colors. Now, apart from that, TVS have also managed to shave off 2 kgs from the weight of the scooter, and now at 116 kgs, this is 2 kgs lighter as compared to the other editions, which is the race edition. So that again helps whatever little in terms of its performance. Now, apart from that, the big change has come here on this instrument console, where you can now choose from 2 modes. So you have the race mode where you get more power, and you have the street mode where the power is reduced a little bit but you get slightly better fuel efficiency. So these 2 modes have been introduced. And apart from that, talking about a few key aspects of the scooter, 155 mm of ground clearance is sufficient. There is enough space on the scooter seat for a pillion to sit very comfortably. It's a very practical, very comfortable scooter. The suspension is slightly on the firmer side, but still can be used on a day-to-day basis. With 2 up riding, it settles down very well and feels really nice to ride. In terms of throttle response, is fantastic. I'll come to performance in a bit. So all of the standard features are still there. It gets a very capacious boot, which is 22 liters and one of the largest in the segment. You also get illumination, you get a USB socket. So all of those utilities have been taken care of very well by TVS. It's a very practical scooter. As I mentioned, you get a hook here, you get another hook here. So not just for sporty intents and purposes, even for utilitarian purposes, this scooter is very well designed. However, the segment leading feature that this scooter now has is that it now comes with voice commands, and once you have paired your smartphone with this instrument console using Bluetooth and using TVS Connect app, you can actually use a headset which is fit inside your helmet, or a wireless Bluetooth headset, or your phone itself, to give it commands which it recognizes. And once you go to the voice assist feature within the app, you can go to this I tab and here it lists out all the commands that you can give to this scooter, and it's pretty good at listening to everything and following your commands. Now, talking about this instrument console, it always was one of the best instrument consoles with Bluetooth connectivity, call, SMS and navigation functionality. It also comes with an inbuilt lap timer with 0 to 60 timer. So all of those features were already there. Now you can use this button to activate the listening mode where it's listening to your commands. And let's try giving some commands now. Brightness increase. As you can see, the brightness has been increased. Brightness decrease. Enable do not disturb. Increase volume. Decrease volume. Now some of these commands work only when you have connected a Bluetooth headset, and they are performed only when you are riding, and it shows you a message saying that you should be riding to use those commands. And all of these commands can be used using your phone or the Bluetooth headset. Now as you can see, apart from all of that, the styling of the headlamps is similar to the race edition. You have bulb blinkers and you don't have LED blinkers as of now. Apart from that, the styling is very cool. This scooter has been very sturdily built and has proven its mettle over a period of time. So a lot of people have bought the nTorq and are very happy. But now a lot amongst you would be interested in knowing about the performance of the scooter, since that's the key talking point. And I rode this scooter for a reasonable amount of time, and I can tell you that the difference as compared to the race edition, which is the BS6 version, is definitely perceptible, and this feels more sprightly. In fact, the top speed has also gone up slightly, and now this scooter can register a top speed of 104 kilometers per hour on the speedo, which is fantastic, and no other scooter in the segment can boast that top speed. And TVS's claimed top speed is 98 kilometers per hour true, which is a very high speed to be achieved by a 125cc scooter. Front and rear 12-inch wheels really go a long way in giving this scooter the kind of handling that you would expect with that kind of power. The suspension is beautifully set up, both front and rear, and while it handles beautifully, it's not a harsh scooter at all. If you're not very light, if you're anything above 65-70, this scooter handles undulations and rough roads pretty easily. Although the more load you put on the scooter, the more absorbent it becomes. Braking is fantastic. Up front you have a 220 mm disc, and at the rear you have a 130 mm drum. And not just does the scooter go very fast, it also comes to a halt in a very reassuring manner. The rear view mirrors are very usable, and all the bits and pieces that you saw before, except for this one here, the voice command mode, is exactly the same as the race edition. You see this race XP graphic here as well. You get an engine kill switch, you get a hazard switch, which is fantastic for a scooter, ignition, high beam, low beam and pass switch. You get turn indicators with cancel button, a horn, and you also get this notch for applying the brakes when the scooter is parked on an incline. Now the fuel tank here is 5.8 liters, and it's not a remote opening fuel lid, so you have to take out the key and you have to put it right here to flip it open like so. The one thing which this scooter does not excel at, and while this scooter just blows the socks off any other scooter in the segment in whatever terms you want to talk about, be it features, be it specifications, be it performance, be it the aspirational value. However, in terms of fuel efficiency, the nTorq 125, even in the Race XP edition, is not the most fuel efficient scooter, and scooters like the XS offer you slightly better fuel efficiency. This scooter would give you anywhere from 45 to 52-53 kilometers within the city or highway, depending on how you're riding. And if you're really gunning for it, the fuel efficiency can go down to up to 40 kilometers to the liter also. And TVS does not project this scooter as a highly fuel efficient scooter anyway. It's a sporty scooter and is meant for people who really want the maximum performance. So the fuel efficiency is slightly lower than the rest of the scooters in the segment, and which, in my humble opinion, is the only drawback of this scooter. Apart from that, this scooter excels at whatever it does, including the exhaust, which is the best in class. Now in terms of power, there is absolutely no other scooter in this segment which comes close to the Race XP, and even the SXR 125 has 0.8 PS less than this at 10.8 PS peak torque. The next best scooter in terms of torque, the Destiny, is 0.4 Nm less, Access is 0.8 Nm less, and so is the Bergman. So in terms of power and performance, there is absolutely nothing that can match this scooter. But that's not where the story ends. In terms of pricing also, this has been priced fantastically, and the Race XP at 83.2 thousand rupees ex showroom is a fantastic deal, offering more power than the SXR 125. It's 33,000 cheaper than the Aprilia, which, as you would imagine, is a fantastic deal. You get a scooter which is more powerful, has more features, and obviously is more serviceable, so to say, for 33,000 rupees lesser. If you want to compare it with more direct rivals like, say, the Access and the Bergman, the prices there are 81.8 thousand and 87.8 thousand rupees respectively. So the Bergman is still about 4,500 rupees more expensive than this scooter, while the Access is comparable and is about 1,500 rupees cheaper. But here you get far more features and you get a far better aspirational value as well. So all in all, whichever way you look at it, there is absolutely no beating the nTorq 125, especially in the Race XP avatar. And the only reason why you should probably not buy this scooter is if you want a very high fuel efficiency, in which case you should probably look elsewhere. But for everything else, the TVS nTorq 125 Race XP is the absolute pick of the lot. I really hope that this video review was of some use to you. If you found value in this review, kindly hit that like button, subscribe to Motoroids, do tell your friends about our long format detailed videos. Don't forget to hit on that bell icon. Do share our content with your friends and family who are interested in auto content, and always put Motoroids in your searches while looking for quality content. Until next time then, this is Amit Changani signing off. Rev hard, rev free, and ride safe.